Picture walking down a quiet street. You look up, and there they are. Dozens of dark shapes perched on the power lines, completely silent, staring down at you. It feels a little creepy, almost like they're judging you. We usually brush off that feeling because humans have a habit of assuming small animals are simple-minded. We even use the phrase birdbrain as an insult. But scientists have proven that crows are incredibly clever. They can solve puzzles that would stump a 7-year-old child, and they even build compound tools, snapping pieces together like Lego bricks, just to fish out hard-to-reach food. While tool-making is a sign of high intelligence, the crow's most effective survival trait is an absolute flawless memory for individual human faces. To measure exactly how sharp that memory is, Professor John Marzluff set up a wild study in 2006, right here at the University of Washington. The research team used 2 distinct disguises. One was a friendly, neutral face. The other was a scary-looking, dangerous caveman mask. Wearing the dangerous caveman mask, the researchers carefully trapped, measured, and then safely released a small group of wild crows on campus. This brief trapping event set up the ultimate scientific test. The researchers wanted to know if those specific crows could pick the bad human out of a crowd of thousands of students. The reaction was explosive. The very next time the caveman mask appeared on campus, the trapped crows threw an absolute fit, aggressively diving at the researcher and scolding them with a harsh, loud caw-caw-caw sound. And they didn't just attack anyone. The crows completely ignored people wearing neutral masks, and they ignored people wearing no masks at all. They only targeted that exact caveman face. Then, the researchers observed what biologists call horizontal social learning, which is a formal way of saying crows talk to their friends. When trapped birds screamed at the mask, neighbor crows flew over to see the commotion. It worked like a viral text message. Even crows that were never trapped learned to recognize and hate the mask just by watching the mob. This chain reaction of shared information effectively blanketed the neighborhood in a permanent security alert. Over the next 5 years, the angry response grew to cover over a mile. Before the trapping, only about 3% of campus crows scolded random masked people. 5 years later, 66% of the crows attacked the caveman on sight. This massive spread was driven by a second mechanism called vertical social learning, meaning the grudge was being actively passed down to their children. Baby crows would sit safely in the trees and watch their parents aggressively scold the mask. Later, when the scientists tested those young crows all alone, they attacked the mask themselves. By passing these threats down to their young, crows maintain family grudges long after the original conflict has ended. How can an animal with a brain the size of a walnut process and store this much complex social information? The answer lies in a tiny, densely packed area at the front of the crow's brain, called the NCL, or Nidopallium cotilateral. Take a look at this brain imaging data from 2012. On the left, when a crow sees a face it remembers, its NCL lights up. Next to it, a human brain recognizes a face using our prefrontal cortex. Both regions light up exactly the same. This visual data acts as a mental Facebook. Information flows directly to the decision center, instantly telling the crow to flee or attack. Mammals and birds have entirely different biological blueprints, but they evolved the exact same high-level hardware to remember who they can trust. The most astonishing part of Professor Marzluff's study happened nearly 2 decades later. 17 years after the initial trapping, crows on the campus were still scolding the caveman mask. The original birds that were trapped had passed away long ago, but the younger generations kept the invisible wanted poster alive and active. There is a powerful evolutionary reason for this incredible memory. Humans are simultaneously a crow's biggest threat and their greatest food source, making the ability to identify us individually an ultimate survival trait. Fortunately, this memory works both ways. Crows keep a friend list, too. They are known to bring shiny pebbles or buttons as gifts to humans who show them kindness and share a meal. Treat nature with respect, because the next time a crow looks at you, it might already know exactly who you are.